want to make an offering to you about an alternative way to consider and respond to suffering in your life. It comes out of an experience I had this week, which I'll try to be brief. My wife and I got our flu shots. In line ahead of us were mostly mothers and their children. The first, probably toddler-aged child sat down, and she knew what was up right away. She started crying. She started screaming, trying to pull her shirt down over her shoulder, carrying on. The needle wasn't even out. When the actual needle went in, it was bloody murder in that reception room. The second toddler, having witnessed this atrocious abuse, immediately started wailing. Same basic thing unfolded. And then a third child who was quite a bit younger, more in the first year, maybe towards the end, 11, 12 months, got plunked down and no, nothing to be afraid of. Just the shot went in, kind of had a moment of, whoa, that was intense. So I watched these children experience this pain and suffer for it. It occurred to me that there's a kind of thing that happens to us as people, when we're truly ignorant, we're too young to conceptualize that there's a thing to be afraid of. We're just kind of curious. We don't know it's coming, and it's over, and it happens. And then we reach an age where we get a concept of pain and kind of hang on to that the rest of our lives. We do this as adults too. We do this with not just with physical pain, although that too. We do it with emotional pain. We do it with suffering that from pain that arises from aversive states of mind that arise. I get angry. That is a kind of pain, and I suffer for it because what's happening is the pain arises, and what I'm calling suffering in this case is the desire for it to stop or go away, or don't even put the needle in me in the first place, meanie. There are two pathways. I don't want to say out of, but of managing through that reaction of suffering when events arise that are not our preference, that are painful in some measure or not. And this is, by the way, this is not, I can't take credit. I hand this over to the historic Buddha, who generally gets the attribution here. But the idea is that with the things that we consider pain or uncomfortable, even just aversive in our lives, the things for which we ultimately suffer because we'd wish they'd go away, there are two reactions that we can have that are most effective in coping. One is to turn our attention to what is happening. So if it's the pain of a needle going into my arm, I can really focus on what exactly that sensation is. I can get curious. It's pokey. Is it hot? Does it have an itchy quality? Can really get hyper-focused on what exactly is happening. And then the alternative is to redirect my attention. Now, I've been doing this for close to 50 years now. I know when I get a shot in the arm, it's not the end of the world. It's not as painful as it used to seem, but I still redirect my attention. I kept my attention on the conversation I was having with my wife and the nurse, and the whole thing was over before I even really had a chance to attend to it. We can apply this to moods that arise, to people that come into our lives that we feel an aversion to. We can employ increased curiosity and attentiveness to that which we're finding aversive, that painful thing, or we can turn our attention to something else. It doesn't make the pain go away, but it changes our relationship with it. So this is one of those things that is kind of cool to talk about and sounds like a great tool to have in the toolbox of life coping skills. But what I find is that oftentimes these aversive events arise faster than we have time, and we're then replaying the tape and going, gosh, I wish I'd done that thing that Damon was talking about. And so try not to be too hard on yourself if it takes some time to find ways to employ this. But life is never short of aversive moments. And this can be applied to even the most subtly aversive event in your life. So maybe think about employing it there first, rather than I'm going to go ahead and dust this tool off, after some grave, serious accidents that befalls my life. That might be a wiser plan for this. Enjoy.